Also, I think I have them rented already. Is it really that good? It's better. I don't know how good you think the ring is. If you're asking how good the ring is, it's probably better than you think it is. I know I'm not sure exactly how good it is overall. Okay, let's think about the sideboard too some more. But I'm of the opinion that it's likely better, even better than people think. On average. Do I want second dam in the sideboard? It's like kind of nice against Rhinos, Hammer Time, Murktide to have 2 of these Wrath effects. Undercommons too tough for filter, and I think so, with like double black in the main, double white in the main, double black in the side. We could probably get the 4th Moonlight. Or try this. And like one thing too about the ring and like why it's so crazy is that it's colorless and it can just go in every deck. Like Oko at least was 2 colors. Ring is just like literally every deck can play it without like changing their mana. Maybe they go up a land or 2. Oh yeah. So maybe you do want another Lost to Legend. It'd also be good to just play another Lost to Legend since it's a new card and we get to playtest a little bit. Oh, I do have another one in my collection too, which is nice. I do want the second Elesh Norn in the sideboard. There's been a lot of 4-color Omnath. Go down to 2 Sanctifiers, maybe. I do like having 3 against Scam. Scams maybe our Scam matchup is already good. So we maybe don't even need this. Everything. And it's like you're still like getting a 2-for-1 that has pro everything for a turn slapped on it. Tidehole just bad? Yep. Tidehole is just bad. Especially compared to Time Walk plus Recall. Yeah. I don't know. There are a lot of comparisons like that that are close to describing the ring. And I don't think anything really quite gets there. Could wait a turn to Solitude this. Skyclave? I haven't liked Skyclave in Modern for a long time. I don't know if it's like randomly fine now. I feel bad if I draw Ephemerate. How do you deal with Ring as Rakdos Goblins? You kill them with your combo on their upkeep. Skyclave is 4 or less. Spins a Riftbolt. Remand Riftbolts? Tale as old as time. We can maybe go reprieve it, reprieve it into Ring, counter it with protection from everything. Title of Scholar is not a playable Modern card. That card is very weak. Ahmed, the 34 months, thank you. It is like the main reason you'd be playing it is like for like number of pitchable cards, but we're not currently like struggling for that. Do you really want to draw a land here? Another Riftbolt. Oh, sorry, the same Riftbolt. I don't know why I thought this was somehow also the second one. Yeah, that's going to be my Reprieve target here so that I can try to counter it with the One Ring ability. We tried any Whir into Ring Shenanigans? Not really, because you don't get the protection from everything if you're tutoring it into play. Big problem. Down to 7. I think with me being able to draw cards from Ring, I'm definitely just going to grief their last card, and then I go down to 6. Ring counters Riftbolt, and then it's going to be a race for me to draw Sheoldred before my opponent draws 2 burn spells that Reprieve can't deal with. I guess maybe like land plus Solitude for life gain could work too. Oh, they also have to Riftbolt themselves, which is funny. Ring with Soul Partition, you don't want... It's just like, you just... In this deck at least, or like most like mid-range decks, you'd rather just play like Omnath or Sheoldred to gain a lot of life than like take your counters off the ring. But if you were going to take them off the ring, like the best card is Power Conduit. Lotho? I forgot about Lotho! I don't know if that card's bad. I don't know if this card's any good. It might be good. You might need to play Mishra's Bauble too, but Bauble also works with Brought Back. Kind of a good suggestion for sure. Oh, we drew it immediately. I remember when Oko was legal. I played Oko against Burn, and I made a food. I cast it on turn 2 with the Mana Dork. I made a food, and my Burn opponent said, "How am I supposed to beat this?" And this kind of feels like that. Players can't gain life this turn. What a top deck! Oh my gosh. I can respond to it though. I can respond to it. Mono white conduit ring. I played green red conduit ring. I lose 2, and then I gain 2 from my draw step from Sheoldred. They're never gonna activate this thing. Yeah. But I still get to at least draw this card. Reprieve also draws a card with Sheoldred in play. It gains a life with Sheoldred in play. I could Bowmaster and then Reprieve my own Bowmaster for an extra 2 life, right? They go down to 9, and then down to 7. Do we reset the ring? Yeah, it's probably good to reset the ring there. Holding up this is fine too. We kind of can't lose from the spot. I already lost a life. Oh wait, I haven't already lost a life. That's okay. I mean, I have this up, so it should be fine. They're just dead. But this supposed to be playable off the ring? No. It's like I think that to some extent the idea behind this deck is that black-white has like this kind of shell for black-white has always been really interesting, but with like Grief and Solitude with brought back an Ephemerate is very interesting scam variant. It's always had 3 problems: a lack of good creatures to Ephemerate, which Orcish Bowmaster helps solve. A lack of interaction on the stack can be an issue, which Reprieve helps. And then a lack of card advantage has always been a big problem, which One Ring solves really, really hard. And so it's like the combination of these 3 things make this build, I think, a lot more interesting. Look at the Norn for sure. We actually don't have an answer to Rolling Vortex. Let's do the sideboard like this, I think. Solitude is functionally medium in mid-range decks. Fundamentally medium. Okay. What? I do kind of feel like this is more of a control deck than a mid-range deck, but like you don't really have aggro draws like mid-range decks have. Let's roll again. Like Thoughtseize. Yeah, I think we probably should be cutting Thoughtseizes. I agree. Would I cut for Lotho? Yeah, I don't know. It's a card I forgot to consider. Oh, I don't think that card's bad. Break the Ice. I just got here. I'm sure it's been explained. I mean, it's not really that complicated. It's just that Tron is like a good deck right now, and the Tron matchup is really bad. Tron's maybe not a good deck right now, but it's popular at least. Was Rakdos game with Urza Saga and everything? Urza Saga is just not a good card if you're not recurring with Rin and 6. If you're not getting a busted artifact with it, or like you're a really artifact focused deck, so you can make the tokens really big. Is Break the Ice just the best sideboard card for black decks first run? Yeah, easily. Yeah, I feel pretty happy that Burn players have switched to Channeler. Well, a lot has changed since they just like would refuse to play Luris, and I would yell at them. No Stoneforge because Ring is better and equipments add too many colors. Yes. I think it's very funny because like Scam, some people say stands for Stoneforge card advantage Mystic. And so the Ring is a much better card advantage card than Stoneforge Mystic. Mystic is kind of like mid too, without like just like on its own as a mid-range card. It's okay. Who says that? Black-white players. I think that might actually be true, that's the origin, but no one says that. I promise people say it. How crazy are you? Okay, one thing is, I like literally, why do people only play 3 rings in their decks? I truly do not understand playing the ring and only playing 3. The card is just, it's just like better than everything else. I don't think that I know that in theory Stomp is good against opposing rings. I don't know. The card has always felt like so mediocre. Maybe you don't want it, but like I want to play this deck too, Doom. I also want to play Ring and Rhinos. I'm gonna be playing 4 for sure. It raises the curve so hard. It doesn't matter. You're capable of casting 4 drops. But at the what about Legacy? I mean probably also 4 there if you're playing like an Ancient Tomb deck, but. Maybe I'm supposed to be taking the 1 drops. Yeah, yeah. Like another thing too is like the ring is actively good in multiples. The ring is you actively want extra copies of the ring to legend rule it. Cost, yeah, cost is fine, but at the very least, like all these four color, like all these 4-color Omnath lists and everything, just play 4, I think. Especially because like the ring is also better than Omnath. So like if you're gonna, most people have like 4 Omnath, 3 rings. Just play 4 Omnath, or sorry, just play 4 ring, 3 Omnath if you think that those are the right numbers. Probably should have fetched it a turn. Deck like Yawgmoth, would I run 4? I don't. Yawgmoth is a bit weird. Like I know Yawgmoth was playing the card in 1. I don't even know that you want the ring in Yawgmoth at all. Is 4 ring mentally applicable to every non-Karn ring deck? Yeah, I mean, like there may be some weird exceptions, but it's like if you're going to add it to your deck, it is just the best. I think you should play 4. Why is legend rule and think a good thing? So if you legend rule the ring, you can like you get to reset the counters, so you're never dying to the counters, and you get protection from everything again, which is like something you want to do a lot of the time. Considering it for Belcher. Okay, so now I can gain life with my Solitude. They can't crack this Fire Islet or they die to Bowmaster. Yeah, it's bad in creativity too. I'm cutting Archon from creativity for 1 rings. Do you know that when you creativity into 1 ring, you don't get protection from everything? Bowmasters has been really, really impressive. I have been loving the card, despite like in my like evaluations thinking it wouldn't be a card I'd like this much. I thought it was gonna be more fringe playable. Like with like you like I thought that you needed synergies for this card to be good. You just kind of don't. And we do have some synergies here with Elesh, Norn, and Ephemerate though. Drop back. Edifice with red black sack. I think we were 5-2. Yeah, we played Aki with Ring. Ring is like is even like in Twiddlestorm and Aki, the Ring is like the best card you've ever seen in your entire life. But you're playing a deck that's like a lot more fragile than something like this. Opponent very, very much in the tank on my end step here. Brought back over Malakir? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking at least. I also really like how we get to hold up Reprieve, Bowmaster brought back in this deck. So up against Living End. Reprieve definitely helpful. Would love to draw a black card next turn. Gonna stop my draw step here. I'm not accusing my opponent of anything, but they did like pause for 2 minutes of my instep and then responded to my Bowmasters really, really fast with their cycler. And they could just be double queuing IRL. But I'm just gonna throw up the Athena for this game, I think. Yeah, I think if you're playing Karn decks, you should do a 3-1 split with 1 as a Karn target, so you have more rings. Yeah, just be like this sometimes. People really double queue. Well, by double queue, I mean like they're working and they're playing at the same time. They're distracted. So and now they say in the chat, "Hi Spike, you're the goat." They must not be ghosting if they think I'm the goat. And then they said that, and they do confirm in the chat that they're double queuing. I was wondering about that, so it's nice to know. So we'll reprieve this. We're probably getting forced. Not getting forced is really nice. Now we get to go Grief and brought back. They said in the chat that they forgot to force because they were so starstruck. I put top deck's another Living End. We're not in amazing shape. Might as well attack first. So thankfully they can't use the turtle to get back a Violent Outburst. Can ping my opponent down to 2, get an army back. Down to 1. Nice to win game 1 here. We're going to bring in these Hallowed Moonlights, the Dams. Then I think Sanctifier could be better than I expect. I'm curious, any living in players in the chat, would you bring in Sanctifier in this matchup? Bowmasters were looking really good. Reprieves are really good. Sheoldred's kind of slow. Yeah, I don't know that there's really room to bring it in. Break the ice with the filter line? I don't think so. Yeah, let's not bring it in. Yeah, I was just wondering, like, if the presence of, like, the red cycler sorry, made Sanctifier a bit better, but probably not still. Definitely a good keep against Living End. Lost Legend is for opposing hammers and, like, also, like, some answers to Needle, to Ring, like Needle, and maybe Stony Silence. Karn also gets Karn, gets Ren 6, gets Teferi. It's a lot of cards. Any chance we're supposed to Thoughtseize before Grief Ephemerate? It's good if, like, they have... I'm trying to... It's okay. It's bad. It's not even bad if they... I guess again they can grief my Ephemerate. Yeah, and then I guess getting more pressure in play is also pretty relevant. Let's grief first. Great. Yeah, just definitely gonna take their cards on curve here. Maybe we should have pitched a Thoughtseize. They drew another Curator. Their hand should be Breeding Pool, Shardless Agent, Mystery card. Unless, yeah, they played the Canal. We'll cast the Thoughtseize. They're definitely casting it now. Squee with the 44 months. Thank you. Just another land drawn. So we need to top deck a Reprieve or a Hallowed Moonlight before they top deck a Cascade spell. Okay, and they top deck the Cascade spell, so we're going to go to game 3. Don't think that, because we have to go run a land, we're not fast enough to stabilize with our 4 drops. Sir Loathing with the Twitch Prime, thank you as well. Okay, on the play. The mulligan. Let's put back the Ephemerate, I think. I'm pretty sure I'm playing Marsh Flats turn 1. So a lot of times I'll Solitude Grief in this spot. I don't think this is one of those spots, though. Oh, this is my hand, sorry. I'm going to go for the Bowmasters here. Should be fine to get a Plains. Puts a lot of pressure on them, and... hopefully we can top deck another 2-mana Answer, Reprieve, or Moonlight. And also, like, if they don't have too many more Cyclers, then maybe Solitude is going to be good enough to get the job done. No more Cyclers. Big draw step. There's a new card in my hand now after I've taken the draw. Master is so good. I drew it. I did draw it. I think it's untap and slam Sheoldred because I did also draw a land. Doba, the 4 months, thank you. They do have a subtlety. I guess we'll just put the Sheoldred back on top. They pitched a Architects of Will. Hardcast Subtlety would be pretty good here. Oh boy, I don't like how long it took them to cast that. Just gonna put that back on top though. Kind of scary that was even a consideration. Could be good to Solitude the Subtlety now. I'll just block. Okay, so second living in going on the stack now. Now we'll Solitude. If they have a third Subtlety, another blue card, that'd be crazy. I guess I can get the hand hider down probably now is fine. Again, just living a little extra cautious. Because a lot of times, like, you know, when opponents log in and then... or they just, like... they just take so long. So long to... Like, they show up, they keep their hand, and there's, like, a 2-minute pause, followed by, like, playing very quickly around my cards. It's just, like, a little... It's enough for me to throw up the hand hider sometimes. But my opponent could be, you know, not ghosting, of course. Nothing confirmed. The Generous Int was pretty clutch there. A lot of good top decks for me, though. That is not one of them. So let's attack with my Solitude. It's a trade. We can't say something is cheating without proof. Yeah, I'm not doing that right now. Because we're double blocking the agents. Need to draw an answer for the Subtlety. I don't know, were we maybe supposed to exile the Subtlety? That's probably we can attack with the Solitude. Yeah, Force is a pretty dead card. And now I can't even draw Solitude anymore. I have to draw a ring. But even if I draw a ring, I can only draw a card. Oh, I Secret Bros. By Force? I don't know. Okay, I would imagine that this is just, yeah, just a 2-2. Forgot we had dams. We're still, like, really behind. Being at 1 life. That being said, and I also don't have any more Sheoldreds in the deck. And it's Force of Vigor mystery card. They do still have a Living End in their deck. Why not overload it? Maybe overloading's fine. Close game. Close game. It was a good game, though. This Bowmasters painful, but hopefully we're just not up against Burn. Yeah, overloading, I guess, yeah, does reduce outs, huh? I was thinking if I drew another removal spell, then, like, keeping my Grief was better. I think it's a lot of Hammer today, which is kind of interesting, because I feel like Hammer's been kind of on the decline lately. Maybe I'm wrong about that. How close am I to narrowing down my PT deck? I'm getting closer. I have a full month before Decklist submission, though, so I'm not, like, really even wanting to be very close yet, if that makes sense. Okay, I don't know how many times we have to get these deck techs that are playing Karn and they're not playing fast, like big mana. Like, Delighted Halfling is not enough acceleration to play Karn. It's not. You need to play a lot more. You need to have a lot more acceleration to consider playing Karn. I do want to Rampant Growth here. It feels like maybe 10% of the deck decks. It's just like it's a deck with Karn the Great Creator that isn't playing Cabal Coffers or Tron mana or like Dice Factory mana. Karn is or like Titan bounce and stuff. That is the only time Karn is good when you can make a lot when you're a ramp deck. Bowmaster plus Ephemerate seems fine here. How long till people hit the ring? I think we're already kind of there. As you mentioned, Defenders. Defenders that makes a ton of mana. Defenders is a deck that makes tons of mana. I see what you're saying. Yeah. So don't do this. Don't do that. You can play 4 rings and like Sheoldred in a black green deck. That's fine. That's fine to play like a black green, but it's with the theory that like Sheoldred is like better than Omnath. I think and Bowmasters is a really nice card to have access to also. But this is probably not as good as like the 4-color Omnath ring shells either. Would be my current thinking. Perhaps Karn is only the main deck as main deck sideboard card against the ring. It's still like your Sheoldred also does that. You know what I mean? How long till I hit the One Ring? Not yet, at least. Is it not worthwhile to save Ephemerate to snipe a Nexus? I mean, I am doing that, right? I am doing that. I tested blue-white with ring. I haven't yet, but I do feel very confidently that if you want to play blue-white control, you should play 4 One Rings in your deck. I don't think blue-white control players will adapt to that for like 2 months or something. maybe faster. I think FGPT has 32 copies. It's not that broken for 32 copies, top 8 of the PT, but I'd be very surprised if it didn't top 8. How many times have I said the One Ring last week? Many times. My rings came in the mail on Monday too, which is fun. Yeah, I think 4-color Omnath is better than blue-white control. That's effectively where I'm at. How's the deck feeling? It's been feeling really good. We're 4-3 on the day, which isn't amazing, but I'm definitely like I think it's like, you know, it's feeling really good. And we lost to Tron. We lost a close one to Living End. Those are L's I'm like pretty content taking. They have a Paladin here. I should still be alive. I should still be able to live with the Solitude. How is Bowmasters? Bowmasters has felt very good. It's been much better than I like initially was speculating it would be. Yeah, so I just have to Solitude in combat, whatever has the Cauldron on it, probably. Okay, this is still fine, because they only have 1 source of trample. Not really any way to draw another card. Gonna gain a lot of life off the Solitude, but that's fine. We have to wait for them to attack, otherwise they just move these over to a construct and we're pretty boned. So I think we're gonna go Solitude. Yeah, Solitude this, of course, and then chump block the construct with the army. Take 6 down to 6. Take 2 on our upkeep, then we gain 6 off the tap. And then worst case scenario, we just get pro everything again. Oh yeah, Paradise Mantle. How could I forget? Kind of a crazy board state to feel like I actually just feel like I'm ahead right now. So yeah, do I want to ring this turn or do I want to Solitude push? Hardcast Solitude on the construct. Push the Paladin. I think it's best to just ring the old ring. Push the Paladin. And attack for 5, and then like hold up Reprieve here. Yeah, it's like we just can't lose this turn with ring, and then like next turn we're gonna have 4 more cards. A lot more life too. The Solitude push lose to anything. Another Paladin. Could lose to. I'll let them keep the Paladin for more Sheoldred triggers, Bowmaster triggers. I cut the dams from the. I need to update the Mox field, but I need to cut. We cut the dams from the main deck. We have 2 on the side though. Yeah, Bonecrusher Stomp does stop the protection from taking place, but you often will have to stomp yourself, which is a bit awkward. How does blue-white play ring without many life gain sources? I mean, this is why you should probably play 4-color Omnath instead of playing ring and blue-white, but you have life gain off Solitude, and like you can. I don't know if there's like another good source you could play, but you could also bounce it with your Teferi. It's not really that big of a problem. They don't gain any life if they attack, so they do not attack. All right, so we lose 3, gain 8. Draw 4. Maybe I don't need to be doing this main phase. They did have another Paladin. Did we actually lose to another Paladin? I don't think so. They can replay it after I reprieve it. Oh, we do lose to a top deck, another one. They didn't though. Yeah, Mire's 61 life, which is like, you know, we could deal it pretty easy with Sheoldred too, despite not having closing power. We deck this game? No shot. 0% chance that happens. I think. Maybe a little bit of chance. We could deal 71. We're actually gonna need to deal more though, because if we Solitude the Stoneforge, or I should say when we Solitude the Stoneforge, I guess we could just go ahead and draw before we target with Ephemerate in case we find our other push. I guess another quick pro everything is fine here. Let me trade Nexus for Bowmaster, that'd be okay. Should have reprived the Ephemerate? I don't know. Don't know that we need that much value. Maybe after we drew all these lands. Oh, hard cast equip Cauldra, or hard equip Cauldra. It's fine. Okay, draw 6, down to 19. Do I, like, not have action left in my deck? I think I surely have some action. All the fetches in the world. Not like, there's no way I'm drawing a card, right? We're not gonna deck ourselves, I promise. Like, we probably only tap the ring one more time. Maybe 2 more times. No, only 1 more time. We have 1 Fatal Push left. Activate Castle. Agreed. I do think I have to Solitude here. You only get 1 0 mana equip a turn with this, unlike Paladin, which is infinite. We don't currently have any answers to the Ink Moth, but we get to draw 7 here. Okay, when I said there was no shot, maybe there was a shot. Although it looks like we're fine now. I have another Godless Shrine, right? Yeah, we're also like not tapping the ring anymore because we just die. Yeah, I was maybe wrong about the whole never decking thing, but we're probably not. Look, they're already down to 35. We're losing 5 life a turn. Yeah, we're at 39. That's okay. We're also gaining 2 life a turn during the first equip ability. So this is the first equip ability. Yeah, 4 mana, draw 28. Is Sheoldred better with the ring or against it? I don't know. It's both. The fact that it's both is really cool. Okay, no ETB. Do I have lethal? I need to have lethal here if I Ephemerate the Bowmasters. So I also get to... So this is going to be if I Ephemerate a 7/7, and then they're at 32. So I have 7, 10, 13, plus 7, 20, 21... 21 plus 3, 24, plus 5, 29, plus 2, 31. So I'm counting that I'm currently one damage short. So let's see if I draw anything off this. Okay, that's enough for me to have an answer to the Inkmoth Nexus. I was counting the draw step, I thought. I was counting Ephemerate on Bowmasters again. I believe that they go to 1 after this, but now I have the Solitude up, so we should feel pretty safe. I guess they could have draw protection spell though. Does killing our own Bowmasters brought back? Oh yeah, that's an extra. This is extra damage. That's lethal. Fun line. Although just drawing the other Bowmasters is also lethal. See, easy game. It's like totally normal Magic game. 11-11 army. How's that for closing power? Now tap the ring. Do it, Spike. The ring tempts you. The ring tempts you, Spike. It does. Yeah, let's try this. Is that game one? Oh, that was game one. Bowmaster scales win? Probably never. We'll see though. It's just like you need to put artifacts in your scales deck. Got a Samwise list out there. I mean, it was like the first thing I played, and then like I didn't think my first draft was great, and I have a couple second drafts that I think are okay. That I should be able to play this week sometime. So this is probably what I'll play next. I'm kind of not sure on like a few different slots. I hammered this out this morning. Like getting to play Aether Vial is really nice. I'm waiting to break the ice. Man, we played against Tron twice already today. I'm currently, you know, on Break the Ice. Yeah. Can I update the Moxfield list? Yeah. I have to do that. Yeah, I know I'm so sorry to Shaka, but I still haven't played 14 Land Living In. But it's like I think other people like have, you know what I mean? Like a lot of like the low Land Living In is not necessarily. What did I cut for the other Fatal Push? Oh, the 4th Thoughtseize. Not necessarily like a super new quantity anymore. But with Fury, I still think not a lot of people are on the Fury tech. And sideboard should be 2 Dam, 3 Lost Legend. Meteor Master is better than Dam. It's definitely not. Or at least like what I'm trying to do with it, at least. You're bringing in like Living In, Hammer, Murktide, Rhinos, and like all of those matchups, all those spots it's worse. Okay, so they have probably Surge here. I was in Texas, I decided to move there. I was born here. I would not recommend deciding to move here to most people. Unless all of your friends and family are here, then it's better. Maybe I should have got Godless Shrine with the Lost Legend in my hand. What about Coffers Orzhov? I have a Coffers Orzhov draft together. This is just I think this looks better. Is like one thing is that like you get to play Bowmasters. I don't think Bowmasters is great, and the Coffers version, your curve is lower, and you're still kind of doing the same thing. But I do have that deck together. Okay, so they do have Kaldra, sneaky. I could try to Lost Legend it though. I probably want to save Lost Legend for Ephemerate, so let's maybe just plan to take Zagardazade Kaldra. Fury's come in clutch anytime. I've tweaked the list stuff for higher blue pitch cards. That's good to hear, Shaka. Alright, so just Bowmaster right now. I guess I give them a little bit more info on what they're searching up, because we know their hand is actually just Surge, Colossus Hammer, then whatever this new card is, but I think they're also... Oh, whoops. Okay, we know about the Surge. And I guess I can actually still dismiss this, because we'll get Revealed Zone again, although they're just conceding. Yeah, not leaving up Surge there is a little weird. We'll take it, though. Yeah, Bowmaster, so, like, having a card that's, like, actually good against Sentinel is crazy. Brady gets an opponent who plays... Brady, 34 months, thank you. I told you like a million times it wasn't just Legacy playable. Bowmasters? Yeah, I mean, I never said that it was not playable in Modern. I just didn't... I thought it was going to be more fringe than it is here. Bowmasters is also still, I think, like... I think we can probably agree that it's still better in Legacy than it is in Modern. I don't think that that's, like, really up for debate, even. I want to save the Marsh Flats and maybe draw Brought Back. We're up against Dredge. Sheoldred is definitely going to be my plan here. Guess I'm reprieving this. Maybe get to grief it if they don't have another blue source. Maybe good to like not reprieve that, save it. Could have been better. That's a good draw. I mean, I think I'm still going to grief. Saving the push could be better. Yeah, I did kind of feel like they were maybe sandbagging. That's kind of crazy, actually, to have a Dredge player like play around Reprieve. I think it's the first time I've seen that happen. Is creativity still tier 1? I don't know. It's like the tiers are shifting right now. It's a little bit hard to say what is and isn't tier 1 at the moment. Sheoldred doesn't work with Dredge. Yeah, I'm less concerned about killing my opponent with Sheoldred. I'm more concerned about stabilizing with Sheoldred. I think the Lord of the Rings I could see a Storm style deck. It's kind of improved. Improved Aria Flame. Why is this an improved Aria Flame? Feels like it kills much slower, but it's also like effectively the same card that says the ring tempts you on it. Okay, so I think we're gonna go. Ooh, we drew Solitude. Yes, let's go Sheoldred this turn. Sheoldred plus Solitude, and then next turn we'll start getting a ton of life. Happy to see no Conflagrate. Sheoldred seems pretty good. It just like blocks their creatures, gains a ton of life. It kind of reminds me of Uro. Like when Uro was legal, you would just beat Dredge with like Uro, Mystic Sanctuary, Cryptic Command Loop. It's different, of course, but I think kind of the same principle applies in that triple Creeping Chill. I guess they hadn't hit any Creeping Chills yet. They only have 7 cards in their library though, and we're about to gain a ton. Protection from everything. We may not be able to stabilize, but we might also. I guess those are just the 2 options, huh? So we go up to 6. Not a bad draw necessarily. They're at 28. I don't know. Do we need another ring to stabilize? Yeah, they just took a draw. They're not. They may be otherworldly gaze on our turn, looking for the last Creeping Chill. So we lose 1, gain 2. Okay, awesome. So we can go Hardcast Solitude plus an Ephemerate, but I think I'm just gonna play another ring and then keep the old one because it's gonna give me. Oh no, I meant to keep the. I misclicked. Misclicked, but kind of rewarded. I don't know if I'm supposed to Ephemerate yet. I think I wait. Just any white card gets me Ephemerate again. I have 3 looks, so then I can also draw a Brought Back. I guess it's actually the same number of cards, huh? It's still 3 over the next 2 turns. But it's like less later. Okay, my other white card was an Ephemerate itself. So I guess we go... Cast, Grief, Solitude, Ephemerate. Hardcast Solitude. This is better, right? Because I also have the Grief as a blocker. Oh wait, they're not playing Narcomy, but you're right. What the hell? That's weird. I shouldn't be able to Dark Blast my Sheoldred away. Their ghouls are gonna come back. They ever just take 12? Nah, let's just like keep our life total as high as possible. No, I'll get the Solitude up actually because I have the rebounds. There are 4 cards in the deck. One of the if all 4 cards I guess could be Narcomoebas, huh? You could have Ephemerate 1, then assign blocks, then Ephemerate to blank another creature. Yeah, maybe. I was thinking at the time I wanted to block with Solitude. So they drew a Cathartic Reunion. 2, and we know 2 of their cards. Oh, the Smiting Helix. I forgot about Smiting Helix. And they have Conflagrate in the yard too. Oh, fuck. So I do get to exile 2 ghouls, or... Yeah, 2 ghouls. Go down to 8. Okay, so we did... Excuse me. Just trying to think if I want to sack the clearing on my turn, or if I want to brought it back. I think I'm okay, just not getting to brought it back. So now we can go Grief. We're going to get 2 Amalgams back on the end step. Attack. I Ephemerated my Solitude this turn. I can't attack. So let's just Fatal Push, and then I can go... They're going to get to go attack with these three things. I'll get to go block one... No, Ephemerate, then block, then brought back. Yeah, the problem with Grief brought back as the plan here is that the Grief Enter's tapped. Oh, just conceding? Okay. I feel like with the ring damage, probably a little bit of an early concession, but I was going to get there. We're going to get shit. Well, I was going to be able to gain like at least 6 off the Solitude blocking then attacking, so I think it was enough. Bowmasters would be a bit better against them if they were playing Narcomy, but it still kills the ghouls. Got the Elesh Norn. Bring in the Moonlights. I don't know if we bring in Dam. They cut the pushes and down to 1 Thoughtseize. Yeah, I like this deck too. I think it's got a lot of potential. It's doing a lot of things well. We have Grief Ephemerate on turn 1. I think I'll keep this. Sheoldred is also, like, I think good in the matchup. They had 1 card in deck. Yeah, but them having 1 card in deck means that my ring could trigger twice. Which I think in theory is enough for them to kill me, but maybe I'm wrong. Like 1 Dam over 1 Thoughtseize? Maybe. I feel like Dam is not a card I like a lot against Dredge, because their stuff just all comes back, but it does have its moments. Is Wandering here to stay in Modern? I mean, the card is very good. It will definitely be a staple as long as it's legal. They do hit an Imp in the yard there. I mean, I think I'm still Ephemerating, but it's not necessarily doing much. With only 2 Sanctifiers, can't really mulligan to Sanctifier. Is Bowmasters just better than Heartless Summoning? I think so. I don't think we have quite enough creatures for summoning. It's like awkward to play a 4-mana non-creature spell in the One Ring and like, you know, in your Heartless Summoning deck. Okay, shouldn't Ephemerate here. Probably gonna lose this Ox of Agonis and then maybe try to win game 3 on the play. Are the Sheoldreds really needed? Yes. I would guess that this is probably like the first or second match you've watched, if you're asking if Sheoldreds are needed. Oh, did you not watch last game? Sheoldreds are great here. The first time I've really thought Sheoldred was great in the deck. Not keeping Norn to show up Prize Amalgam. Norn does not stop Prize Amalgam. It does not affect any creature that's in the graveyard. Or triggered by something in the graveyard. I think even Sanctifier is now too slow. If they had kept a hand that was like just all in on like Cathartic Reunion, our hand was fine, but just wasn't. It stops the Ox ETB, but it's not a good card in this matchup. I think that was a budget question. It's not. Bolt comes in here every day, picks a card from the list, goes, Spike, do you really need this card? I go, yes. And he goes, okay, great. Every day. It's exactly the same. Don't love it. It's just hard to mulligan too much harder here. And the ring is also like on the play, maybe fast enough. Does not Dredge Dark Blast. Is it better than Reckless Game? It's doing a lot of things really well. I'm definitely liking the deck. Surprised they brought in the Leyline of Sanctities. Double Chill, but they did not hit a Silver Smoke Ghoul to bring back their Amalgam. Well, I got punished for fetching, but at least the brought back will let me play a ring next turn, and then we can try to stabilize. This is their turn. Their turn 2 is going to be Thoughtseize plus Escape Ox of Agonis. Oh, they chose to play Thoughtseize over the Ox. A little bit surprised. Yeah, maybe scared of Moonlight or Reprieve. How many? They've had 3 Creeping Chills so far. Would have been nice. Oh, 4th Chill is exile the Gemstone. That's actually a really big deal. Good catch. So we're looking for Sheoldred. We're looking for like Solitude Ephemerate. obviously just have another ring too, potentially. Say, Spining Helix the token. And they get to bring back their ghoul. We definitely have draws that get us out of this. Sheoldred, like, kind of have to drop before we ring, though. Okay. So I can Solitude exile 2 things. The problem is they're going to have 4 2-power attackers, and then I can't block because the Solitude enters tapped. If I hardcast Solitude, I'm up to 9, and I'm taking 12. Doesn't see because they have their Amalgam coming back end of turn, so that doesn't work either. So I think we just have to cycle Moonlight, which is like a losing line, but some outs. Oh wait, so the Moonlight gets rid of this Amalgam. I'm not sure how we don't die to our ring either, though. I think if I draw Ephemerate off of a second Hallowed Moonlight, which I have to main phase because I can't do it on my opponent's turn. Yeah. Okay, 2-2. Kind of weird to beat Strategy Game 1, lose Game 2 and 3, but that game 3 hand was crazy. Moonlight kills my thing. Not if I do it on my opponent's turn. I lose, which I definitely did say. That anyone would listen to old Aspiring Spike. I don't think I'm supposed to Solitude Ephemerate turn 1 here. I'm just gonna Thoughtseize. But it's also playing Breach, probably. Isn't it pitch Solitude, brought back Solitude, dig for another ring? How does that dig for another ring? I'm dead. I'm dead that turn if I do that, which again, I must have said like 3 times. There had been 2 iterations is pretty bad. We have our silent clearing, thankfully. Interesting if they're Frere Breach or Just Guy Breach with us, with Grinding Station. Exile another copy of Ragavan. So it has iteration, 2 mystery cards with Ragavan as their castable spell. So they need a land. They do have the land. So we'll exile the Channeler and then try to block Solitude on the Ragavan, I imagine. See what we draw. Awkward. Also kind of awkward to sack this here since like we have so many 4s in the deck, but the possibility of drawing Fatal Push, Ephemerate, or Thoughtseize are, I think, enough to not. I think that drawing Bowmasters, I'll also take the hit from the Ragavan here. Grinding Station doesn't play DRC. They definitely can, though. You know what I mean? It's I think that like I know that like it's not stock to play DRC in Grinding Station, but for me, I just don't rule it out. Like DRC is like a totally fine card to play in the shell, and like with the ring and like a few other cards, the Grinding Station lists are changing at the moment, and they're changing enough that I think it's it's not super reasonable to, or it's pretty reasonable to not rule out Grinding Station. Getting kind of flooded, but still fighting despite my opponent having double Ragavan, double Iteration, double Channeler, Ledger Shredder, Bolt. Yeah, I know Fair Breach also. To me, I think it could still be either version. It's probably, I agree, more likely to be Fair Breach. Wonder if this was a missequence. Probably fine. Discarding Consider, that's really bad. Okay. Hold up Takenuma / Fatal Push. I would prefer to Takenuma this turn for mana efficiency purposes. They don't have a Bauble, but this is still going to be like a 3-for-1. Potential line, previous game where you Solitude your Grief. Solitude and Grief is never better than Solitude one of your opponent's creatures there, right? Like you can exile a 3-power creature or exile your Grief to game 3. This looks light on brought back stuff with something like Bobble. Maybe. I'm thinking like right now like how I'm wondering how often like Bowmasters is a brought back card. And I do think you could play Bobble. I think it's also okay to like just have brought back be like a one scam card some of the time. There's also like if you play Bobble, you can play the black white 2/1 that's like Ledger Shredder but makes treasures from the new set, which would make Bobble better in the deck. But I'm also not sure how you fit the card in. But I also think like we're playing 12 fetch lands. We're playing 12 fetch lands and channel Takenuma. 8 evoke creatures, Orcish Bowmasters. That may also just kind of be like enough. Could maybe have been better to take Bowmasters over Solitude here. I'm a bit worried about my life total. Wow. Yeah, I definitely should have taken it. Well, that card was 2 toughness? Yeah, for real. Bowmasters is so good. It is actually crazy that with our black-white sewer cards here, we're like actually ahead of my opponent. Were they on the play this game? They were on the play. They went turn 1 Ragavan on the play into Shredder Channeler, the double iteration, Breach is a 3-for-1. Literally, how are we ahead right now? Is it better to evoke? Maybe better to not evoke. Just save the brought back to like if they remove the Solitude. Yeah, no, I think this deck I think has definitely been like looking and feeling better than like the record indicates. Like our losses have been to like Dredge, Living End, and we also lost a round to Tron. I'm not sure what the other loss was, but it's like these are games I think you're gonna lose with like black white a lot. These are games I think that are like just kind of fine to take the L on. Trying to think if I attack with the Bowmasters for brought back. No, it's just easy Solitude. Maybe Thoughteize is a card somewhere. Yeah, so right now I'm playing Sanctifier because like Sanctifier stops brought back on grief, but I think that's fine. And like I'm not sure how popular Scam is or is going to be, but I think it is nice to have. Nice to have the Sanctifiers for that matchup, but we could definitely play different Graveyard Hate like Thougthie. Never run Leyline of the Void? Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure. I don't feel like I would at the moment, but there are situations. Yeah, Bowmasters with Lurrus would be crazy. That was a wild game to win. Could be better to play the black-white Disenchant over these Lost to Legends too. I'm just worried about not being able to answer opposing rings. I guess we have Sheoldred against opposing rings. That could just kind of be our card. We got the Elesh Norn. Sanctifier is probably worth bringing in. We'd also play Loran, the 3-mana Loran over the Lost to Legends too. Loran's actually kind of cool with Sheoldred and Bowmasters, and also like brought back Ephemerate. Also, it seems like a good sideboard card. I mean, it's okay. I like that it gets rid of the ring, but I'm starting to think I want to play Loran over it. Yeah, I know the downside is Loran misses ring, but maybe because we have Sheoldreds and we have our own rings, that's fine. We also have Reprieve for ring. We discard effects. I don't know. Just kind of thinking out loud. Maybe try to Reprieve over Thoughtseize actually. Why don't you play Revoke Existence, which exiles? Isn't Revoke Existence sorcery speed? The Lost Legend also hits like Sheoldred, Omnath, like maybe Omnath's not good, but Teferi, Rin and 6, hits a lot of cards. But you can also play Fracture, which hits those cards too. Or you can play Loran, which misses the Planeswalkers and stuff, but has synergy with Sheoldred, Ephemerate brought back. March of Otherworldly Light? Dude, this is going to be a turn 2 brought back Solitude plus into turn 3/4 drop probably. I don't think March is like a good card, to be honest. It's not a good answer to Ring either. It's like a 5 mana answer, or you're pitching a card. Yeah. Oh yeah. Lauren also synergy with Bowmaster, Sheoldred, brought back Ephemerate. So that's probably enough of a reason to play it too. This turn sounds playable, yeah, but not in our deck. They only have one card in their hand. Did they mulligan? Must have mulliganed. I like the Sam combo. I have like a draft that I want to try later this week. There's obviously like a million ways to build a deck. That's tough about it. If you're gonna play Coco in the deck though, you need to have 3 drops. Since you're playing Brought Back, why not Flagstones? Brought Back is worse with Flagstones than it is just with fetch lands. I guess we're gonna go. I didn't want to like jam the Sheoldred into like possible counter magic. Not that they're super likely to have something here. Yeah, Needle's a really good sideboard card. It's a bit awkward in this deck because like you don't want to name Ring, but in general I'm about it. Cool. So back-to-back 3/2s, but the deck is definitely feeling good. Let's keep going. I'm having a great time. Yeah, this was the draft of Sam that I kind of hammered out this morning.